Here we have on page 51 of the 4th class basic maths, we have question 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what they're looking for is a fraction of the number. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at when we're looking for a fraction of a whole number is what number is the whole number. Okay, so 12 is the whole number. Okay, and we're looking for a quarter of 12. So 12 isn't a quarter, we're looking for a quarter of 12. So say for example we had a circle, okay, and we split it into quarters. So 12 is the whole circle, okay, so we're looking for the whole thing first. Okay, so we're looking for the whole thing first. So that's 4 pieces, so 4 out of 4 is equal to 12. Okay, and we have to look for what then? So we're looking for 1 piece, alright? Okay, so we're looking for 1 piece. So we need to find just this part. Okay? So how we do this is we say, so there's 4 pieces altogether. If we have the whole piece altogether, we just have to divide it down by 4 to get to 1, don't we? So if we divide this by 4, what do we get? We get 1 over 4. And on this side, if we divide that by 4, we get 3. Alright? So if we know that, say for example, if we had each of these as 3, so 3, 3, 3 and 3. So it'll be 3, 6, 9, 12. So the whole thing is 12, but 1 quarter is 3. Okay, so we know 1 quarter of 12 is 3. Now how about 2 quarters of 12? Okay, so how much is 2 quarters? How do we get that? So we've gotten it down to 1 quarter. So this is the most important thing when we're doing fractions. We always get the whole number first, then we divide, and then we multiply. Okay, so we have 1 quarter. How do we make that into 2 quarters? We multiply by 2. So 2 over 4 is equal to, and we have to multiply this by 2 as well because we multiply this side by 2. What do we get? 6, don't we? And we know that 2 quarters of the circle is 3, 6. So 6. So 2 quarters of the circle is 6. Okay? Now, so we should know what those are. Now, 1/8 of 16. How do we get this? So we know that the whole circle is divided into what? 8ths, don't we? So what is 16 again? 16 is the whole circle. So 16 is everything inside a circle. Okay? So 16 is 8 out of 8. Okay? So 16 is everything. So how do we find just 1 piece? Just 1 piece of it. We have to divide. So you need to get this to 1. So what do? We divide by 8 and we get 1 over 8. And if we divide that by 8, what do we do over here? We divide this by 8 as well. Okay, so we get, what do we get? 2, don't we? So 1 over 8 is equal to 2. So if we had each of these as 2, so we'd have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So we have 16 all together, but 1 quarter is, or sorry, 1/8 is 2. Now, what if we want to find, for example, 3/8? How do we do that again? So we have 1/8. So what do we do to 1/8 to get to 3/8? We have to multiply by 3, right? So you multiply by 3, And we get, so 3 by 2 is equal to 6. So we know that 3 over 8 is equal to 6. Okay? Now what do you think you'll do down here? So we have tenths. So what's the first thing we have to do? Find the whole number, divide down to 1, so what 1/10 here, and then we can multiply it by whatever we want to get our desired answer. Okay? If you have any questions about that, please contact me on Class Dojo because that's very important. Alright? So what fraction of each shape is coloured here then? So we have how many shapes, or how many quarters of the circle are coloured here? There's 1, 2. So it's 2 over 4 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 all together. So the numerator is the part we're looking for and the denominator is the whole. So the denominator is 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's 4. And the numerator is the part we're looking for. Okay, so 1, 2. So 2 over 4. Okay, so 2 over 4. Now, what fraction is coloured in halves? Okay, so if we said 2, 2 is our denominator. So say if we only had, say if we had these two and these two. So these count as 1 and this counts as 1 as well. So altogether we have 1, 2 parts. Now how many are coloured? Think about it. How many are coloured? There's only 1 part coloured, isn't there? Okay, now can we look at the relationship between here and here? So we have 2 on top and we have 4 on bottom. And now over here we have 1 on top and we have 2 on the bottom. What's the difference between this one and this one? Because they're the same fraction. So we divided the top and the bottom by 2. Because 2 is a common number between them. Because 2 divides evenly into 2 on the top and 2 divides evenly into 4 on the bottom. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to, so remember we had this, 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, and 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So if we divide the top and bottom by an even number that is common to both, so for example 2, we divide 2 by 2, we get 1, we divide 4 by 2, we get 2. It's still the exact same fraction, isn't it? Okay, so over here we have how many parts are coloured. Actually, we'll go on to this one. How many parts are coloured in this one? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 parts coloured. And how many parts are there all together? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 2 is 10. So our numerator is the part I'm looking for, it's 5. And our denominator is all the parts together, which is 10. Okay, now what number is common between those two? What number divides evenly into those two numbers? So 5 and 10. What multiples are in those? So 5, can we divide 5 into both? So if we divide 5 into both, what do we get? So we divide 5 into both. So 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. 10 divided by 5, what's that? 10 divided by 5. 2, isn't it? Because we can take away 5 twice from 10. So 5, 5. So that's twice. So half of the shape is coloured in, or 5/10, means the exact same thing. They're just different fractions, right? So they both mean the same thing, it's still the same shape coloured in, but they're different fractions, right?